Well, good morning, y'all. The rain continues here in Jackson, Mississippi, but I got a double feature for y'all today. First up, we're going to be doing the results for the Twin Power giveaway I've had going on for the last month. If you're new to the channel, I do fishing reel giveaways whenever I hit what I consider to be milestone subscriber counts. And we hit 7,500 about a month ago, so I put this reel up for giveaway to y'all just as a way to show thanks and give back a little bit. And it's been a month, so it's time to do the drawing now. So yeah, up after that, we've got something I've been wanting to do for a little while now. It'll be a comparison of the new 2024 DAIWA Certate and 2024 SHIMANO Twin Power. These are some of the nicest reels I've ever owned, and they are made as direct competitors to each other. One thing I want to say before we get to that is, this is all just my personal opinions based off my personal experiences. If you have a different opinion than me or a different experience, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just telling y'all what I think about both of these reels in my experience. So again, not saying anyone's wrong if you disagree with me. It really comes down to personal preference in my opinion, but we'll get into that in a minute. So yeah, first up we got the giveaway, and then we'll do the comparison. And if you don't win this giveaway, don't go anywhere just yet. Like I said, I do these pretty regularly. I think we might have had a week or two in between the last one and this one before this one started. So I do them all the time. I'm a tackle nerd, so I love getting my hands on new reels, even if it's just to test them out. So this is kind of the perfect thing to do, is I can get the new reels, test them out, and then give them away to y'all. If you like what you see, you should consider subscribing. It's free. It's just one click, and it really helps me out a lot. Thank y'all so much for watching. I'm so pumped for one of y'all to get this reel. I got a lot more coming soon. Y'all stick with me. All right, y'all, it's time to do the drawing for the Twin Power. We had a lot of y'all enter. I had 198 unique commenters enter to win. I've got y'all all listed out here. And the fairest way that I've been able to come up with to do this is to assign every single commenter a number 1 through 198, since that's how many people we had this time. And then what I'll do it right now, is pull up a random number generator, and we're going to change the range from whatever the default is to 1 to 198. And then when I click generate, that should give us a winner. It'll give us a number, and that'll correspond with one of y'all's usernames. So let's see who won. Random number generator. Yeah, that's what. Okay, yeah, and the default range is 1 to 10, so I can change that to 1 to 198. And when I click this, we'll get our winner. Generate. 77. Who is number 77? Let's see. Westley Gritts Fishing 7108. Congrats, my man. I'm so pumped for you. You won the giveaway. This Twin Power is all yours. Here, real quick. All right, now that was all one take, so y'all saw there was no funny business there. I'm going to click off it now to go find his comment and see what he had to say was his favorite reel he's ever had. But y'all saw that. That was all one take. There was no way I could have messed with that. So hopefully I don't even have to cut it now. If I can find his comment quick enough, I don't have to cut it. But if it takes a few minutes, I will. Wesley, where you at? Westley Gritts Fishing, where you at, boy? There we are. Westley Gritts Fishing 7108. My favorite reel is the Shimano Certate FL in a 3000 size. Guys, I'm not gonna lie, that is an amazing reel he's talking about. It's one of the only reels I own 2 of. In fact, give me 1 second, I'm gonna go grab it. Oh yeah, all right, had to run in my room to grab it, but here's one of the 2. I own 2 of this reel. It's the previous model Certate by Shimano. One of my favorite reels, and y'all know I love DAIWA, but I do think for $200, this was the best reel on the market at the time. I've heard the new one isn't as good, which honestly doesn't really surprise me, because this one was so good for $200. I kind of think Shimano might have messed up pricing it, or they might have put too much nice stuff in it. So I've heard the new one's actually a downgrade. I haven't been able to verify that myself, but this one I bought years, probably 5-6 years ago, and it is just as smooth as the day I bought it. So man, you know what you're talking about when you say your favorite's that Shimano Certate FL. It is all the reel you need for pretty much anything. It can handle huge fish. In salt, you might want something a little more durable, just because I don't think it's that saltwater sealed. But let me tell y'all, that reel right there is a hell of a reel for $200. So Westley Gritts, I'm so pumped for you, man. You know what? Let's go look at your channel. Do you have a channel? Are you a creator? He's got 10 subs. I might just be wrong, but I don't quite yet see any videos on his channel. But Westley Gritts, man, I am over the moon for you. If you like the Certate FL, you're gonna love the Twin Power. The Twin Power sits in between the Certate and the Shimano Stella. And honestly, I have the last twin power and I love that reel, but this one is the closest reel to a Shimano Stella I've used. It's not a Shimano Stella. I'm pumped for you, man. If you like that one, you are gonna absolutely love this one, and it's in the size you like. So I'm gonna get in contact with you. We're gonna get this to you. But oh, quick reminder: this is always a problem on my giveaways. If somebody at any point during the giveaway tells you that you won, and they ask you for money, even if it looks like it's my profile, if they ask you for any kind of money, whether it's shipping, handling, process, none of that, do not give them a cent. That is not me. I will never charge any of y'all anything. This is completely free from me to y'all. Oh, and I do have to mention that this giveaway is not sponsored by anyone. It's not sponsored by YouTube, and it's certainly not sponsored by Shimano, as cool as that would be. So I don't know why, but that's just a rule that I have to follow for giveaways on YouTube. They say you have to say that it's not sponsored by them. So like I said, these are not sponsored. Do not give anyone any money, even if they look like they're my profile. And the easy way to check if it's my profile is just to click whoever commented saying you won and click on their channel. If it's a scammer, he will not have my 108 videos and all my subscribers and all that. It'll just have my profile picture and something close to my name. So yeah, Wesley, man, I'm over the moon for you. I couldn't be happier. And like I said, y'all, if y'all didn't win this one, don't go anywhere yet, because I do these all the time. And we gave away its competitor last time, the Certate. Speaking of, we're about to move on to part 2 of this video, where I put the twin power and that Certate head to head, because they were made to go head to head. They are direct competitors from the 2 best fishing reel brands, in my opinion. Again, this is all my personal opinion. If you disagree, I'm not saying you're wrong at all. I'm just saying it's what I enjoy. A lot of it does come down to personal preference. But anyway, we'll move on to that part. All right, y'all, it's finally time to do the head-to-head comparison. A couple things before I start this part. Well, number one, again, these are just my personal opinion. This is just what I personally prefer from my experience using both. And speaking of personal preference, that's really what this comes down to. Both of these reels are amazing reels. We're not going to be super unsatisfied with either. They're the same price, and I prefer the Certate, but I can see why a lot of people would prefer the twin power. And what it really comes down to, honestly, in my opinion, is Shimano versus DAIWA. Both of them do different things better than the other, and the Shimano twin power feels just like a Shimano. It's very solid, very heavy in my opinion. It might not be that much heavier than the Certate. I think it's just how they distribute the weight. I think the twin powers, the Shimanos, just feel so top heavy compared to the Certate, where I think the Certate is right at about the same weight, but it just feels so much lighter to me because of that. So let me put it this way. The easiest way I could sum it up is, if you are the type that likes to just get the fish in as fast as possible so you can cast again and try to get more in fast, I would go with the twin power. If you're like me and prefer a little wilder fight, a little more hairy, where you get time to play the fish, then I would go with the Certate. The twin power, they really put the power in twin power for this reel. I couldn't believe how strong it was, even in this little 3000 size. Some of the fish I've been catching on it, I thought they were going to be way smaller than they were, because I just get them in so fast. So if you're the type that loves to just land the fish, I would go with the twin power. And this reel, it reminds me the most out of any reel of the current Shimano Stella, the Stella FK. I'm telling y'all, I can barely tell a difference when using these 2 reels as far as feel and performance goes. They're both incredible. I'll say the twin power feels lighter than the Stella. I'm not sure how accurate that is, but it's definitely just as strong. Both of these reels really shine in their power. They bring in fish quick. And another thing that these reels do better than almost any other reel I've ever used is lay line. You see how even they're laying that braid on there? Shimano has added something they call the infinity loop, and watch how long it takes this spool to go up and down when I reel it. See, it takes a good probably 15-20 rotations of the handle to get it to go all the way up and down, and what that does is it lays that line on there very evenly. See, super slow. Here, I'll compare it to a DAIWA and watch how much faster that spool goes up and down. Now, DAIWA, the reason the Shimano does that is to increase casting distance. That's what they say. But DAIWA specifically designs their spools to be a little top heavy, You see how at the top it's almost like a tornado shape or a cone shape. It's still pretty even, but it's definitely more top heavy. That's by design, does that on purpose, and they say it increases the casting distance. And honestly, after using both, even though this one lays line more, I really do think I'm getting a good 10 to 15 extra feet with the Certate as far as distance goes. Not that that's really going to make or break you. I'm just saying, if you really care about long distance casting, I think the Certate's better in my opinion. At least I'm noticing. I'm not having to power it nearly as hard to get my bait way out there as I am with the Twin Power. Speaking of the Twin Power, I also have the previous Twin Power, and I loved this reel. This reel is amazing. It's definitely lighter, and it feels weaker than the new one. I like the looks on the old one more, but I'll say I've used this reel for years, and I love it. And it gets the fish in, but it doesn't get them in nearly as quick as the new one. The new one is just strong. Like, I can't, that's probably the best word I can use to describe it, is it's just powerful. Honestly, in my opinion, I almost don't like using it because of how fast it gets the fish in. It's time for them to run or anything. And so, yeah, and another thing about Shimano versus DAIWA, this, in my opinion, the Twin Power feels more solid. In having several Shimanos and DAIWAs over the years, I've noticed that when you spend the money on higher dollar Shimanos, they're usually indestructible tanks for the most part, where they just keep working for years and years. The DAIWAs, I don't have lots of problems with them. I just noticed that it seems like some of the tolerances are a bit weaker, because I've had some wear out on me before. Not this one, but I've had some cheaper DAIWAs wear out. But if you're like me and you like just like having fun with the fish, letting them run and feeling them get all squirrely out there, I think the Certate's the way to go. All right, we're gonna talk about the drags now. They both have incredible drags on them. This Certate, apart from the full-size DAIWA Saltigas, I think has the loudest drag of any spinning reel I've used. It is super loud. It's one of the main reasons I got it, because I love loud drags. And the Twin Power, don't get me wrong, it has a pretty loud drag. Like, it's louder, it's definitely louder than the last one. It sounds more, see, the last one has almost like a metallic bell ring to it. This one sounds more mechanical, but it's definitely there, and it's pretty loud when you hook them on it. It feels smooth, but I will say I think the DAIWA drag feels smoother. Like when I'm fighting a fish, when he's pulling drag, it's not like it's not like he's getting little bits at a time. It's like smooth pulls of length of string. Whereas on the Twin Power, it's almost like I get like or I could feel it giving as I'm fighting them. Now, as far as issues go, I have yet to have an issue with either of these reels. I've heard some scattered reports online of people having an issue with the Certate's handle. I have two of them, and I have yet to have any issue, and I use them every day. I use them harder than most people, and mine work great. I will say, though, out of both of these reels, only one of them has given me a wind knot, and it was the Shimano, which surprised me, because that infinity loop is supposed to be the best line management system there is out there. But, I mean, I'm using the same braid, both 15-pound DAIWA J braid on both of them, and I've thrown this one more, and I have yet to get a single knot. Whereas this one, I've only thrown for a couple of weeks, man, and I got a bad wind knot the other day, way down in there too. So I don't know if that was just a fluke, but I'm just saying, in my experience, only one of these reels has given me a wind knot, and it was the Shimano. So yeah, to sum it up, if you just want a really strong, durable reel that'll probably last for a decade with no problems, I would go with the Twin Power. It hadn't been out long enough to know it's that durable, but it just feels so solid and so strong that if you're the kind of guy who just wants to get the fish in quick, get the Twin Power. But if you're like me and you like it to be a little more hairy, have a little more fun with them, I'd go with the DAIWA. You can just feel the fish through it more. It's strong, don't get me wrong, it's plenty strong. I've pulled in some huge, like 30-40 pound gar and stuff with it, no problems. It's not that it's weak, it's just that it's a little weaker in a more fun way. So if you're like me and you prefer just the way DAIWA reels generally feel, then you'll probably like the DAIWA more. If you're a traditional Shimano guy, I would not be surprised at all if you prefer the Twin Power. Neither one's gonna let you down. I use them every day and have yet to have any problems. I think the Certate, I really do think it's one of my favorite spinning reels ever. It just kind of hits the perfect middle point of light and strong. You know, usually when I'm buying a reel, it's either going to shine that it's like a great ultralight reel, or it's a hoss of a tank for getting them in. This seems to sit right in the middle in a perfect way. Like, I've got the Saltiga right here, which is, a lot of the parts on this one are taken from the Saltiga. Great reel, but honestly, it's so strong. I like this one a little more. I really do think that they really hit the sweet spot with this one. So as long as I don't hear lots more reports of people having issues with them, I don't see any reason why I wouldn't keep buying this reel myself. So yeah, you know, that's basically sums it up. It's if you've used both brands before and you prefer the feel of a Shimano, you're gonna like that twin power more. But if you're like me and you slightly prefer Daiwa, then you'll probably like the Daiwa more. Clearly, I love both brands. I wouldn't own Shimano Stellas if I didn't love Shimano. It's just, as of late, the Daiwa Certate has just been blowing my mind. I love this reel. So again, if you have a different opinion, it's no problem. That's totally fine. I'm not saying I'm right and you're wrong. I'm just saying, in my experience, doing what I like to do fishing, I prefer the Certate. Hope y'all enjoy it. If you do, please consider subscribing. It's free. It's just one click, and it really helps me out a lot. Oh, and just a quick reminder that if you didn't win this giveaway, I do these all the time. So keep your eyes out. I got another one coming soon, I am sure. Thank y'all so much for watching. I hope y'all have a wonderful day. I got a lot more coming soon.